The following portion of Daytime is sponsored by Older Lundy, Koch, and Martino.
Much like end-of-life planning, making arrangements for incapacitation is probably not something that you want to think about. However, it's a reality for millions of people, and without proper planning, you could find yourself facing a guardianship. So joining us with more is attorney Ann-Eliza Musoke Taylor, who specializes in estates, trusts, and guardianships for older Lundy. Thank you so much for being here.
Hi.
Yes, okay, so let's talk first about what exactly is incapacitation in the eyes of the courts.
So incapacity is a legal determination where the courts have decided that an individual lacks the ability to handle their own finances and their day-to-day needs. So it is necessary for someone to come in and handle those rights for them because they can't take care of themselves and they become a danger to themselves and potentially others.
So how is that different from guardianship? What exactly is that then?
So a guardianship is actually what happens when an individual lacks their own capacity. So it becomes necessary for a guardian, who's an individual, to come in and take care of those things for that person.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what are the documents or the proper paperwork that needs to be filed so that you can avoid that alternative of having the guardianship?
Yeah, it's most people want to avoid a guardianship because it really involves the court taking away your individual rights and having someone else do that for you. So the best way to avoid that is to put some things in place in advance. One of the main things that you can do is have a durable power of attorney. This is a document where you in advance have named someone to be your agent, essentially, to make financial decisions on your behalf. Conversely, there's also a medical power of attorney. It's kind of like a durable power of attorney for finances. So you can have someone who can be in place to make the medical decisions when you can't.
Okay, so those are two separate things. That's important to note. And then also, when should someone start considering these things? When do you start having those sorts of conversations?
Well, I know it sounds cliche, but it's never too early to do these kinds of planning. Most people think of incapacity for the elderly, dementia, Alzheimer's, things that happen because of age. But the fact of the matter is we can be young and healthy and have a catastrophic injury, such as a head injury, that leaves us incapacitated. So it's just never too early to start this kind of planning. Oftentimes, I even recommend to parents as they send their children off to college to be thinking about these documents. Because when you're 18, you're an adult, and if you have a child who's in college and none of these things are in place, you may find yourself in a situation where you'd like to talk to their doctors because they can't, they're incapacitated, they've been in a car accident, and you run into some brick walls because nothing's in place and your 18-year-old has forgotten to name you as someone on their medical documents who the doctors can talk to, and now you're in a situation where your child is far away, you can't talk to anyone, and your hands are tied because they're an adult.
Wow, and there's so many scenarios that are just like that, and that's why people need to think, like you said, proactively. Yeah. Is this something that people can do on their own?
Well, we recommend using a professional because, of course, when you need these documents, it's usually in the case of an emergency. And if they're not done correctly, they're ineffective. And you don't want to find yourself in a situation where you need these documents to work, and because they're not executed correctly or they're not prepared correctly, they don't.
Okay, wow. A lot of food for thought right there. Thank you so much for joining us again today. It's a pleasure. And for more information, you can visit olderlundylaw.com or call the number that's right there on your screen. It's 813-254-8998. Daytime will be right back.
The preceding portion of Daytime was sponsored by Older Lundy, Koch, and Martino.